Good morning. You are watching this video because this is going to show you how to access and use resources that are going to be beneficial to you for your research project in global studies. In order to get to those resources, you need to follow these step-by-step procedures in order to get there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the high school homepage. So as you can see from my screen, it's the Portage High School main web page. And I believe when you open up Chrome on your Chromebooks, this is what you see. So from here, we're going to hover over Students, go all the way to bottom to Links, click on that. And then from this list of links that you have access to and probably many of you use, we're going to choose the second from the bottom here, Virtual Library. So go ahead and click on that. And this takes you to our virtual library page. So all users in our district have access to this site. It's basically our library web page, but this is where we put a lot of digital resources and materials for all of our students to use. So lots of different things on here, but for today's focus, we're just going to worry about this one here, research resources. So finding information for a class project. So we're going to click on that. And then, like I said, because all of our school users have access to this page, we have it broken down by the different grade levels. So obviously for us, we are just going to select Portage High School. High school resources, research resources. And then we're going to scroll down to this second category here. And this is where our focus is going to be. And specifically, we would like to see you using this one, the Sears Knowledge and Sears Discoverer. Now, while you are at school, like here on campus, you have free access to this. However, if you are off campus, like let's say if you're at home or at the public library working on your research project, you will be prompted for a username and password. That information is here. This has been shared with your teacher. If you are working on this at home or off campus, you need this information. This is a direct link, so you wouldn't necessarily have to go through those steps of getting on the school webpage, clicking on links, and then virtual library. This link will take you right there. And then depending on which database you're using, you will need to input the correct login ID and the correct password. And like I said, your teacher has this information. However, if you cannot find it, maybe it's lost in an email or buried in classroom, you can always email me directly, Mrs. Bovary, and then my email is there. Okay, so jumping back to our research resources page. Now, like I said, we want the focus to be on this one here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And because I'm here at school, it's going to take me directly to the portal. And you can see lots of different databases that you can use. But for the sake of this project, we would like to see you focusing on just these two, eLibrary and the Sears Discover. So again, just the eLibrary and the Sears Discover. So just those two. So let's go ahead and try this first one here, this eLibrary. So now this is a database. This is a collection of material, digital content that's going to help you in your research for your topic. So let's click on that. And it takes us to our eLibrary. So lots of different categories. But because you've been given a list of topics and maybe some of you already have honed in on exactly what it is you want to research, you can go ahead and type it in the search bar. And so let's check out ancient tools. We'll click on that. And this is going to give me the search results based on different articles, newspapers, books, journal entries that have been flagged with the words ancient and tools. And so now this is where you, the researcher, need to go in and find what is going to be beneficial to you, what's going to help you with your research, what's going to give you that just fine-tune project. And if you look at this very first one, development of ancient tools, Just from the title alone, that sounds like that could be something relative to what it is you're researching and what it is you need to include in your project. So let's go ahead and click on this very first one. Now, if we see this title, Early Humans for Kids. Now, one thing to keep in mind is maybe the appropriateness of the resource. Now, this looks more for if you were an elementary age student. This could be beneficial to you. But if you are just looking for some general information, a quick tip or quick fact, actually, this might help you out. You could read through this and maybe find something that could help you out. But let's go ahead and go back. Let's try to find something maybe a little more age appropriate. And we can limit our searches too. Like maybe you only want things from books. So lots of archaeology, anthropology, ancient civilizations. So again, lots of things to sift through, sort through, but again, that's where you are the researcher. You are in control of this project. So it's up to you to go in and find what's going to help you out. If you find an article and it has nothing to do with your topic, scrap it. Don't use it. Just because you clicked on it, opened it, read a little bit of it, does not mean you need to include it in your project. Go back, start over, find something that is going to be relative. So let's try one out here. Okay, so now this is an excerpt from a book. So as you can see, lots of information. A lot of background on anthropology itself, the study of it. But for the sake of time and for the sake of this video, let's go ahead and say that you read through this article or this entry from this book, and you found it, you found it good. You found something of use, something that you want to include in your research project. But now you have to keep track of the information. Remember, we want to avoid plagiarism. That's where you're taking somebody else's work and passing it off on your own. We want to avoid that. So we got to cite our research, cite our sources. From this document, it does allow you to cite right from here. But one handy tool that I love to use is this one here. It's an extension I downloaded. It's the MyBib citation generator. So I always have it there in my browser. It's always nice and handy. And I have it set. Well, we can ignore that. Obviously, this is credible. We have the MLA, or you can change it if, depending on the teacher's requirements. If you need AP versus MLA, you can always change it. But right here, it's giving you the exact MLA citation. So you can go ahead and copy that, and maybe you already have a works cited page going within your research. You can go ahead, copy and paste it right into your project. Or if you have a MyBib an account, you can save it to a project and it'll curate a list of resources. Then that way you can go back and then copy and paste what you need for your research. So we had done the eLibrary. Now let's take a look at what the Sears Discoverer looks like. So again, a very similar look and feel. I feel, it's going to be user preference on which one it is that you would like to use. I would definitely check out eLibrary first. I think that one's going to be more relative to what your project is focused in on. But by all means, if you can't find what it is you're looking for in the eLibrary, jump to the Sears Discover and try a search here. So again, we'll go Ancient Tools. Okay, so this one is just images, so that might not help us unless it is, of course, you need to include images in your research. So here's a newspaper article, a magazine entry. a web link, books. Oh, this one looks good. Archaeologists are studying artifacts they discovered on a mesa in northern Alaska. Ooh. So maybe that one sounds of interest to you. You can go ahead and click on that. And again, you get a very similar look and feel as far as the content that you receive. Okay, and then for the sake of excuse me, of this example, let's say you found something that you'd like to include. So again, we need to cite it. So you can go up to this extension, the MyBib free citation generator. And again, it's right there. It already created the MLA citation for me. I can click on it, click to copy, and then just control paste. For me, it's command paste into my project. And I've already got this article referenced in my project. So again, just to recap, this is the high school research resources page. We want you using the Sears Knowledge and Sears Discover. And there, just to really fine tune your research, not to let you get bogged down in all these different resources that you have available to you, try just to stick to the eLibrary and the Sears Discover. If you have any questions at any point, please feel free to reach out to me. I am here at the high school on Tuesdays and Fridays, and here Wednesday virtually if you need to do a Google Meet or if you do need to stop in. I am here to help you out. Thank you.